For anyone who is an observer, you are not alone. Wait, how did that happen? Does anyone actually care about me? I see y'all seeing my stuff, but you're not liking it. Do I have something written on my forehead that says, hey, ignore me? You're like, damn, am I a ghost? Choosing you sometimes and not always waiting around for someone to choose you. I always say quality over quantity, because you also deserve to be seen, not just helpful or when there's no one else around. To be loved is to be considered. I know who I am, and I don't care who doesn't. Hi to those choosing to watch my video. Today I wanted you guys to get ready with me while I talk about something that's been on my mind as of lately. It kind of goes with all the other videos I've been making on my channel, but this specifically I do want to get into what it's like being an observer. You know, the person that reads the room really well, picks up on energies and behaviors from others that others might not, and kind of just how lonely it's been, feeling like I've been invisible as of lately. You're cool with people, but you're not really considered close with people in a way. Something I've been battling with, and something I've seen a lot of people talking about on TikTok, is how lonely they've been feeling, especially since Halloween just went by, and a lot of people were saying that they, didn't have plans, didn't have anyone to go out with. I was kind of on that boat, but I last minute changed my mind and I went out, and I'm glad that I did, but I still felt very lonely. I just feel like I'm the one always watching life happen around me instead of being a part of it. It officially gets dark by like 5 p.m. It's officially seasonal depression. But before we get into the video, be sure to like and subscribe. We gotta support our small content creators out here. You guys like my shirt? I think I'm going to just clip my bangs out of my face instead of using my headband because, well, anyone who has bangs, Shout out to all my eczema girlies, it's that time of year. But let's just first get into feeling invisible and just feeling unseen, whether you're with people, around people or not. And it's something that I've been feeling lately. I haven't always felt like this. It just sometimes feels like people like this version of me that's easy to be around and never really like who I actually am. If that makes sense. Feeling like this just makes you realize people see what they want to see. Because you can be... Wait. Can I just put that back in there? Wait, how did that happen? How did that happen? You know what? It's fine. You can be surrounded by so many people and still feel like nobody sees you. Or that nobody actually knows the real you or cares to know the real you. So it does really make you realize that people see what they want to see. It's a choice what people are doing. And that's not to say though that I don't have good people around me. I don't want it to come across that way. I used to be a really shy kid growing up. I'm not anymore, but sometimes people might consider me that because I'm more of an observer than I talk sometimes. Just because, one, people don't really seem to care to actually get to know me, so then I just kind of have to sit back and observe and see what people are like, who I click with, what the vibes are like. I'm kind of just reading the room a little bit. So I think that's why sometimes people think I'm this shy person. I'm selective on who I vibe with, and you don't vibe with everyone. And that's okay. That's not because you're unlikable. I guess I could say that's a misconception that I get, is that I'm shy. I'm definitely not like the most outgoing person. I definitely think I still have my shy moments from when I was a kid in me. But I definitely am more confident and put myself out there and social. Then I guess we can kind of go into people pleasing and always being the listener. Me, I've always been a listener growing up. I've always been there for people. As someone who's empathetic and sensitive and just feels so deeply, even if I don't know the person or living thing, I'm very much a listener. I'm not gonna say I'm a perfect person. I definitely have my flaws and things to work on, as every human being does. I am there for people whether they want my advice or input or they just simply need to be heard, I'm that person. So I might not go to every friend event or meetup, but when someone is like, hey, I need someone to talk to, I need to vent, can you pick me up? Like, you know, just having a bad day, there's something serious going on, I put everything aside, you know, because that's like serious shit that I will never neglect. I know my character and I know my truth, and I think that's a big thing a lot of people should remember. No matter what, it's just knowing your character, no matter if people get it wrong, and not caring if people get it wrong either. People still struggle with being a people pleaser, and as a former people pleaser, I just kind of wanted to touch base on that with this whole situation and topic. Once you start becoming the listener, you get good at holding space for everyone else except for yourself. That includes showing up for others more than you do for yourself, and that's not something that you should carry with yourself. It's so important to take time for yourself and take care of yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally as well. And sometimes you just really get lost in that because you just care so much about other people. So being a listener and kind of putting my own feelings and stuff going on in my personal life aside to be there for others always, and kind of just realizing that people come to me when there's no one else, right? So I'm like kind of the bottom of the list. They got nothing else to do. Also, again, just needing someone to talk to and to vent to. And I will say that's something that makes me happy, though, is knowing that people can come to me, and I don't ever want that to change. Like, I want people to know that I am a safe space always for people to confide with. But where I was going with that is kind of realizing that when people do come to me for advice or to vent, to talk, or just needing a shoulder to lean on, people reaching out to me, it's never really about me. And that's not me being like, oh my god, nothing's ever about me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's never about me. I'm not being asked about me. I'm not being checked up on. Kind of a shitty realization, because you're like, wait, does anyone actually care about me? Especially since I've been a hermit and kind of have been making it known to the people around me and even on social media that, like, I'm going through it. I'm going through a hard time right now. And still choosing to not check up on me, it's kind of a shitty feeling. It's like, oh, but if I saw you posting stuff or kind of hinting that you're going through something and need space, I'm gonna find time to still check up on you. Or if you don't say anything but I see a post, I'm checking in on you. You know what I mean? Because it's like, that's concerning, like, you know, because I care about you. Ask people, hey, are you doing okay? Hey, what's going on? How's your day been? You know? It's just even those type of things I'm not receiving back. So then a part of me is like, I know other people have their own things going on. You know, I try to be realistic and reasonable with that, you know, and not make it all about me. But at the same time, it's like, when it really comes down to the things that matter, which is people's well-being and mental health, I am there for people. And I haven't really been getting that. You're like, well, you've been a hermit as of lately and not really going out and stuff, so who set that system up? You. Okay, I did my eyebrows off camera real quick. That's the good thing about having bangs, though, is if you have a bad eyebrow day, they can hide them a little. Now, everyone's situation is different. Some people might genuinely not have anyone who shows up for them or any good friends. Or some people, you know, you just feel like you don't really have people showing up the way that you do for others. It kind of makes you feel like you're replaceable and you're temporary. And nobody wants to feel like that. You want to have solid people and solid energy around you. But also just, you want things to be reciprocated, of course. You know, that's how it should go. Everyone likes your presence, but no one actually chooses you at the end of the day. Like I was saying, you're not their go-to person or the first person that comes to mind to anything, you know. I've kind of talked about this a little bit before in another video, but it's also just noticing people's energies and behaviors, even through social media. Now, that's not to say solely base your friendships, relationships with people from social media, but as an observer, that is something that you also observe and pick up on, is how people treat you on social media. We have this friend in common. They're getting a comment every single time they post, and even a like for that matter, versus me, it's like, you know, you pick and choose. So it's kind of just makes you think, damn, Do people not fuck with me? Do people not like me? And I like to think I'm likable. And that's not me saying that I'm by any means perfect. Again, there's always room for improvement, and I very much am someone who has room for improvement and always will. But at the end of the day, I do know my character, I do know I'm a good person, and I do show up for people when they really need it, for the things that actually matter most. I just would never neglect someone and make them feel alone, even if we're distant or if we haven't been hanging out. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it also comes down to social media stuff, which I see a lot of people talk about online, where it's like, I see y'all seeing my stuff, but you're not liking it. That also speaks volumes, I'm not gonna lie, it does. So this is for anyone who might already be a people pleaser still and is doing anything they can to have people in their lives. But even then, you're still not being chosen or picked or cared about in the same way. Because people pleasing does come with that as a former people pleaser. Now I don't care. I've never been someone who cared to be the center of attention. As someone who grew up being shy, I don't intentionally seek being the center of attention. So what I'm saying is like, oh, I need attention. Why doesn't anybody choose me? It's like the fact that nobody does choose me is the problem. You should be around people who do think of you when you're not around, who do speak highly of you when you're not around, and give you the same energy back in person and online. Like I was saying, is that I don't care anymore if I have one friend, 5. I only want friends around me that are genuine. I don't care to have a big group or a clique. So where I was going with that is I am not looking to always be the main topic of conversation or to be the one always talked to. That's not what I'm saying at all. I actually don't like that. But it is nice to still be acknowledged and valued and seen and heard the same way that I do for others. If I notice someone's being left out in a conversation or like if we're in a circle or something, I make sure to include that person because I know how it feels, you know? And it's like I don't ever want anyone to feel uncomfortable or not interacted with. Even if I don't know you, I'm gonna acknowledge you and include you. So it's just kind of wishing that someone did that for me in those times. This kind of goes into Halloween that just went by, but also just any social event or big group gathering or just anywhere in public that I'm at where it's a big crowd. I feel like no one sees me or notices me in the crowd or would if I left the crowd, you know? So that's what I mean by feeling invisible. Like, damn, am I a ghost? Do I have something written on my forehead that says, hey, ignore me? It saddens me to see how many people are going through that. Or that's also why I made my recent video of talking about spending Halloween alone or just any sort of holiday or event that is going on and you know you're gonna be alone and that you have no one. A lot of people, you know, been saying, hey, like no one hit me up, included me, so I just didn't go out. And it's also okay if that's not your thing though. That goes to being a people pleaser, is do not feel like you need to do something you don't want to do just to fit in and to have friends. Okay, be your true authentic self. I know it's gonna sound so cliche and corny, but be your true authentic self. Carry that with you along the way, and if you feel like you don't have your people, then you will. No one on this planet is meant to be alone, okay? It's just all part of your journey. This year I pulled up on Halloween solo, but did meet up with people, but I went solo and left solo, and that's something that I've kind of been trying to do more often, is doing things by myself and being by myself and knowing that that's okay. It's good to have alone time, your me time, and you shouldn't only have to have fun and do things that require other people to be around. Although it helps, yes, you know, you definitely want more company sometimes, but you don't need to only ever have company to have fun and to enjoy yourself. And that's kind of what I've been doing as I've been feeling like this and kind of healing and living my life. Yes, it's important to have your independent time and not depend on others to make you happy and to do things and to make you go out. But it's also another thing to only have yourself and to not be chosen and to not be included. It's one thing to be an independent girly, but it's also another to just truly not have anyone. But this is a reminder to go do those things by yourself. Go treat yourself by yourself. Don't feel like you need to have everyone all the time. That's how you become codependent on other people, whether it's a relationship or just friendships. Sometimes you gotta do things alone. And you should do things alone sometimes. I think a lot of people don't know how to be alone, and they think being alone is a bad thing, when it's not. But of course, it feels even harder when you don't have anyone in that moment or currently. Putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations to grow and to heal and to take care of yourself, and that includes choosing you sometimes and not always waiting around for someone to choose you. So the main message, I guess, or advice, whatever you want to call it, for anyone out there who might be feeling like this or going through this right now is, one, you are not alone. Not everyone gets to have full access to me and shouldn't. I think it's okay to be selective, especially when you start picking up on this type of behavior and patterns. And knowing that it's okay to be a little reserved and to protect yourself, protect your peace. And that includes being okay with having to be alone, being okay with not having a lot of friends, a big crowd around you. I always say quality over quantity. That's how I'll always feel. I also just want to remind people that being an observer, being the listener friend isn't a bad thing. It isn't something that you should change or feel like you have to. You pick up on the energies of things and see things for as they are and just know how to read a room when some people don't. I think that's honestly a good quality to have, because people who don't know how to read the room, it's really frustrating. So it's like, okay, like, stop talking, like, why are you saying that? Or why are you still here? Like, you understand things and people deeply, and that's a beautiful quality and gift to have. And so I guess I just want to remind people that, as well as myself, be proud of who you are. And I think a lot of people get lost in feeling like, oh, I love too much, I love too hard. That's not something you should say that's negative. It's actually a rare thing that you should be proud of and always carry, and never let someone who did you wrong or didn't appreciate it make you change those ways, okay? The right people will appreciate it and not make you feel like it's too much or not enough or that it should be changed. You deserve to exist loudly sometimes. Don't dim your life for others. Don't do it just to have people around you. Because you also deserve to be seen, not just helpful or when there's no one else around or just to have someone around. I always say to be loved is to be considered. And people nowadays don't do that. People are so caught up in themselves that they don't care anymore to be friends or to be in a relationship and to not be 100% yourself. Okay, I just got finished doing my makeup. I did my hair real quick, changed, and let's just end off this video on the main message that I want to now give you guys for anyone who may be feeling like this. For anyone who is an observer or just going through this, feels like this right now, just know you are not alone and that you deserve to be appreciated, seen, and considered. You are not invisible. You just see more and see things differently than others, and it's okay to be alone. It's okay to start out alone or to have a period in time where you are alone, but you won't be forever. You will find the right people who see that, who see those qualities within yourself and embrace them, appreciate them, and just see you for who you are, actually. That's just where I'm at. I'm at a really weird point in my life where I'm kind of reevaluating a lot of things and things that I don't want to, but I need to. As I'm growing, healing, moving forward, and experiencing life, I'm trying to carry that more within myself, of knowing that I know who I am. I know my character, and I don't care who doesn't. The right people will, and see me for who I am and love me for that and embrace it. Just really taking care of myself and enjoying my individual time, individual quality time, and knowing that it's okay and that it's healthy. Bringing that energy around wherever I go in public or around people, I'm hoping rubs off on them and will gravitate towards the right energy that should be around me. I just really hope that you guys do the same thing. You know, obviously have those conversations that need to be had. Choose you, choose your peace, your well-being. I get it's dark times for a lot of people, and dark times for a lot of people that people don't even know that they're going through. So it's just, you know, those are things that you always need to think about as you go about things and feel about things. It's just perspective, and a lot of people are too caught up in themselves to consider that. So I guess I just want to make this video for my fellow loners or just observers. Your better days will come. All of our better days always end up coming in the end. Just, we all have different stories and paces and experiences to go through. And if you really feel like you have nobody, you have me. You have this comment section under this video. You know, this is a safe space. I really hope this resonated with who needed it most, and I hope this helped in any way. I'm just starting to appreciate the person that I am, and the way that I feel, and the way that I love, and the way that I see things, instead of beating myself up and convincing myself that I'm meant to be alone and that people don't love me when that's not the case. It's just people not understanding me, people not wanting to understand me and getting to know me for me. A lot of us have been selfless of being there for others, whether we get that reciprocated or not, when instead we should be a little more selfish in terms of being there for ourselves. Let me know down below if you guys are feeling like this or going through this currently. I hope you guys are finding ways to move forward though, and be hopeful. That's all we can do, is move forward. Have conversations down below of where you're at right now, how you're feeling, how your Halloween went, because I know a lot of people were feeling very lonely and down if they didn't get to go have fun. But also, that's another thing, is just letting yourself have fun without needing to always have other people around. You know, enjoy yourself. You are seen, loved, heard, valued, and cared for. If you're still here, thank you so much for getting ready with me while I talk about some deep stuff and just stuff that I've been going through and noticing a lot of other people going through. If you enjoy this video and would like to see more, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember to be easier on yourselves and stay positive. Other than that, you guys will see me very, very soon. Bye!